So let's just jump right in with a pretty big question, one that might hit closer to home than you think. Why are you afraid of your own power?
I mean, really think about it for a second. Have you ever had that nagging feeling? You know, the one that says there's this bigger, more powerful version of you just under the surface, but something, and you can't ever seem to name it, is just holding you back.
Well, that feeling? That's exactly what we're digging into. People call it a fear of your own power. It's like there's this invisible wall, right? A barrier that stands between who you are right now and the person you have a gut feeling you could actually become. And the crazy thing is how it pops up in our everyday lives. It might look like playing small, not raising your hand in that meeting when you know the answer, or not going for that big opportunity. Sometimes it's straight up self-sabotage. Or, get this, a fear of what will happen if you actually succeed. It's that invisible ceiling you keep bumping your head on, or that little voice that makes you doubt your own spark, your own magic.
But here's a wild thought. What if that block, that thing holding you back, what if it isn't actually yours? What if it's something way older, something deeper? The material we're looking at today suggests this fear isn't personal. It's an echo, a signal from a past so far away it might be baked into all of us.
And this is where it gets really fascinating. The source material for this explainer points to a pretty unconventional origin for this fear, the fall of Atlantis. The whole idea here is that this isn't just some fantasy story, but maybe, just maybe, it's a deeply buried memory that's still affecting how we act today.
I mean, just let that one sink in. That single sentence completely reframes the problem, doesn't it? It takes what feels like your own private self-doubt and turns it into a shared, ancient wound. It suggests that our hesitation to be powerful isn't a flaw, but an echo of something huge that happened a long, long time ago.
The main idea here is a concept called shared species trauma. You can kind of think of it like a psychological inheritance. It's the theory that a massive world-changing disaster could leave such a deep scar on our collective psyche that it literally gets passed down through generations, not in books, but in our DNA, in our deepest instincts. So the story goes like this. There was this ancient civilization that wielded incredible power. Maybe it was technological, maybe it was spiritual, who knows? But that power was misused, big time. And that misuse led directly to a catastrophe so total, so devastating, that it burned a permanent warning sign into our collective soul. Okay, so how does some ancient trauma connect to you trying to ask for a raise today? Well, the idea is that this trauma didn't just go away. It created a ripple effect, a subconscious protective reaction in all of humanity. You could call it a collective pact. Right, so to make sure a disaster like that could never, ever happen again, the survivors, our distant ancestors, are said to have made this deep, unconscious promise, a vow: never again. Never again will we mess with that kind of power. Never again will we risk that kind of destruction. It was a safety measure, born from absolute terror. And boom, here's the connection. That ancient vow, never again will we misuse such power, is believed to be the direct ancestor of the modern block we feel. It's like it became a piece of software running in the background of our operating system, subconsciously limiting our potential, telling us it's safer to stay small, safer not to shine too bright. Okay, but here is the good news. This is the empowering part. Once you know where a problem might be coming from, you can start to dismantle it. We don't have to be controlled by some ancient, unconscious deal. It is absolutely time to reclaim what's ours. The message here is a straight-up call to action. It's basically a declaration that this old programming, this ancient safety protocol has served its purpose. Its expiration date is here, and it's up to us, consciously, to decide to cancel that contract. So what does that actually look like? Well, you can think of it in 4 steps. First, just acknowledge it. Acknowledge that this echo might be a part of your story. Second, recognize it. Start noticing where that never again voice shows up in your life, holding you back. Third, and this is the big one, consciously release it. Make a choice that this old pact is no longer for you. And finally, embody your power. Start practicing what it feels like to step into your full potential, one small choice at a time. And let's be super clear, this isn't about getting lost in some ancient story. This is about your life, right here, right now. It's about realizing that a fear you thought was your own personal weakness might just be a shared weight. And you have the power to put that weight down and free yourself from its grip. So I want to leave you with this one question to really sit with. If that invisible ceiling just disappeared, if that ancient vow was officially canceled, if you were no longer afraid of your own light, what would you create? What would you do if you were truly 100% free?